Hi, this is Tony Cook, and this is What Does It Do? Broadway Limited Imports new HO-scale GP35 diesel locomotive. These models come in Paragon 4 with DCC and sound. They also come in a stealth version in standard DC. We're going to take a look first at the BNSF GP35 and take a look at its lighting and its sound. This HO-scale GP35 comes fully assembled and ready to run. I found no add-on parts. Looking at the scale speed measurements, I found a top speed of about 85 miles an hour. Its mid-range, this is on a 128-step DCC throttle, was about 30 miles an hour, and I was able to get it down to about a minimum speed of about a mile and a half. Here's a look at our Burlington example to see what it does light-wise. It has illuminated glass lights. F0 turns everything on, everything off, including the number board's class lights and the nose headlight. F7 brings up the lights between the number boards. You see the lower light has got a red for like emergency, and the top light has like well, they both have like a gyro light function to them. If you switch over into Pro mode, which you can do by resetting CV128 to equal number 1, then you can control the class lights on the nose with F4, as well as class lights on the rear can be controlled as well. That's F12 for those. One area that I was interested in improving the look of these Broadway locomotives from that first SD40, SD45 release through to this GP35 is they've provided kind of a long shank coupler on both the front and back. And coupler height works out pretty good. They're a little bit high perhaps, but not to the point that they'd really be an issue, I don't think. But in general, I just didn't like the appearance. I get it that they're probably made so it can turn on tighter radius curves, but I tried a pair of Katie 148s, and they fit in the coupler pocket well and still function and do the job. But I think the appearance of them is an improvement over the long shank that comes with the factory setting. Let's take a look under the hood at the Broadway Limited HO-scale GP35. This is the Stealth Union Pacific version that's sound ready DC. The red Burlington is a Paragon 4 with DCC sound. There's coupler pockets on both ends that you remove a small Phillips screw from, and then the coupler pocket slides right out. It's a two-piece plastic snap-together coupler pocket that the metal couplers go into. I really like the design. It stays together well, and it's easy to do this procedure back and forth. The model itself is tethered between the mechanism and the lighting features up in the shell. Lighting is provided by LEDs for this model. There's the 21-pin socket on our Stealth version with the dummy plug, and a speaker is located here in the back over the rear truck. On the Paragon 4 version, everything is taped down on both of these, which I like because, boy, sliding the shell on and off at times, wires just suddenly wiggle out and are hanging over the fuel tank, and you're wondering why you can't get the shell back down. So nice that everything is both taped down, and as you notice on that Paragon 4 version, you can see some foam sections there protecting it as well. There are tabs front and rear where the plastic shell fits into the die-cast chassis. This I thought was the toughest part of getting the shell off. They didn't really squeeze or pull out quite like I wanted them to, and I ended up having to use a small flathead screwdriver along the sill here and to slowly and gently try to pry, which is hard to do because it's a multi-part shell. So those walkways want to bend more than they want to hold everything together and snap off. But once you do get them loose, the shell drops out just fine. If somebody knows a better method for taking these apart, I'd love to know about it. Please put it in the comments below. Here is the speaker in the back. It is located over the rear truck, and it is pre-wired even on this standard DC version, so it is in effect sound ready. I'm going to pop the baffle off of the top or back of the speaker and let you get a look at it. It's a plastic baffle on the back of kind of a rectangular speaker that there you see it sits over the rear truck. And again, that's the same for whether it's the DCC Sound Paragon 4 version or this Stealth Standard DC Sound Ready version. That speaker's there in both situations. You can get a look there. You can see those see-through fans, and you can see the lighting going back up into the model. This is an excellent GP35, and I'm very impressed with this first run. Broadway Limited shipped this HO-scale GP35 first release in November 2023. GP30s are right behind it. They're due any time. Take a look at Broadway Limited Imports online, broadway-limited.com. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can see everything coming in HO and N scale from the company.